Hey, it's John with Riley's Uniques. I'm going to paint this in one single shot to show you the time, not a time lapse, but to show you in real time how fast you can paint a piece like this. It's a 2-drawer nightstand. It's pretty good size for a nightstand, I guess, or an end table. But I didn't know of a better way that I could show you how quick you can paint one of these. Except for with just a full-length video. So we'll see how long it takes from start to finish. Let's get started. I'm going to take off the handles first. I always use a razor blade on these little decorative pieces. They come off really easy. Of course, I use a drill to take off the handles. Makes it a little quicker. Set your screws back where you can find them. We'll go back here. I'll step away for a second to put the first coat of paint on these. I won't take the camera with me, but you'll still get the idea of about how long it takes. Razor up there. Set this to the side. I might even paint my drawers first. Get them out of the way. Let's go in and get your screws loose here. I recommend these little bitty drills. They're easy to handle. They make it taking off handles a lot quicker than with the screwdriver if you're looking for time-saving methods, and this is kind of what this is for people who want to do it full time. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go paint my handles. I'll be right back. Alright, that didn't take too long. I'm going to do the first coat on my drawers here. Just get plenty of paint on your brush and just put your first coat on. This paint dries really quick, so by the time we get done painting the other parts of this piece, this will be dry and we can go back and do a second coat. I always make sure I get my edges good because that's easy to miss if you're not watching. I get a good coat on it and then I follow my brush strokes like that. Alright, there's the first coat on the first drawer. Get my second drawer. And I have paint already on my brush, so I'll just go like this and make sure I get my edges good and then follow it down. It's easier to do on the floor though. Usually I have a stand that I can put this on so it makes it a little easier to reach, especially if you have a bad back like I do. But it's only 2 drawers, so we'll get those painted pretty quick. And the trick is to get good coverage, get the whole piece covered up first and foremost. Get your paint distributed well. You can see how fast I'm working here. Of course, I don't know if you can see this in the shot, but that's okay. I'll show you. Just a second. Get it covered, and I take my brush and go a long ways with the drawer to make sure my brush strokes look right when it dries and it don't look blotchy. Second drawer done. And then that'll dry and we'll come back with the second coat on that. Okay. Next I'm going to do the front and sides. And it's the same method here. Just get good coverage and get as much paint as you can on your brush. And you just get your piece covered is what you want to do. And one thing I do is I paint under my lips to make it look more finished. I just think it looks more professional. Turn this around so you can see it. And I always, as I'm going, I pull my paint down to make my brush strokes look even and nice. Again, this is just the first coat, so we just want to make sure we get coverage. We want it to dry good. And a good thing with your chalk paints, mineral paints, milk paint, stuff like that, if it's a nice wood piece and it doesn't, not that plastic overlay, fake wood stuff, you really don't have to sand your piece. If you do like I do, you do the kind of farmhouse shabby chic look, it doesn't really matter. Again, we're just getting all my brush strokes going the same way. So when it dries, it looks better. Make sure that underlip's painted. Flip it around. This one's a little more challenging because it does have this kind of fancier molding around it. There's probably more professional painters on here who's going to critique me about how I'm painting. That's okay. I've never had any problem with my paint coming off, or never had a complaint at all coming back. And I've been painting furniture for, I don't know, 5 years now. No longer than that. 7 years. My daughter, she's 6. Started it before she was born. And again, getting good coverage on everything. Make sure you got paint on your brush to get that done. You might not be able to go quite this fast in the beginning. But once you do it a while and you do a bunch of pieces, you really start getting the hang of it. coverage. Good coverage on this. Good dry. Down here. Make sure you guys can see everything. I could have cheated and picked a piece that was a little flatter than this, where you don't have all these crevices to get into. That's okay. It's all the same premises. This is just speed work if you're doing this. And I've always been told time's money. So if you want to be able to make more money, get more pieces out, or you just want more time on your hands, this is a really good way to do it. And you can even get even more product out if you got 2, 3, or 4 pieces that you're painting the same colors, and you just line them up. You go through, paint all your cabinets one color, and then by the time you get to that second or third piece, your product has dried enough where you can go back and put that second coat on. And again, I'm painting underneath the lip because I just think it looks better and more professional. Doesn't take up much more time. See, I go across like this, and then up and down to get my coverage. And all I'm doing is just getting the paint distributed all the way around. And that's the goal here on the first coat. And then we'll pull all that paint down in one direction. Just a second. You can pull it up. I think doing this makes the piece look better when it dries. When you put your clear coat or your wax on it, sometimes I like how the first coat looks, because you get that kind of bleed through effect on your piece without putting 2 coats on it. It's almost like a dry brush effect. That's another lesson at another time. But if you put 1 coat on it, you can just go get some sandpaper. I like to wet sand my pieces if I'm got enough time to before I put my clear coat on, because it just looks better. It's smooth. Alright, we got the cabinet and the drawers painted. Over here until we get the second coat on that. Now, paint the top. In one episode, we'll do a, I'll show you how I make my paint. Also, there's a couple different ones I make, and use plaster of Paris. This one right here is a little thinner. You get it too thick, starts looking clumpy. I think So I like having mine just a little thinner. But it also goes on really well, smooth. Again, all we're trying to do right here now is get coverage. Make sure you're getting all the cracks and nooks and crannies. Dries pretty quick, so I'm going to do all my brush strokes across the same direction. You can see the wood coming through a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to do another coat on this. Make sure you get your sides good. Sometimes people will take time, waste a lot of time trying to get their stuff together. If you kind of know what you're going to paint it, what color you want to do, I always pick neutral colors. See how it's bleeding through? I kind of like that, but we'll do 2 coats anyways, just because. But this look sells when all the stuff's bleeding through. If you just let it sit and dry for a minute, you can go over it with a sandpaper, let it bleed through more, make it look more uniform, and then you can sell it that way as a shabby chic piece. So we're going to do a second coat on the drawers. Get good coverage, get a lot of paint on your brush. I should have set my bucket over here. Like to look nice and uniform. So this paint had already started drying pretty good. It's a little tacky, but it's okay. It still sticks good. That's it for that one. So you got good coverage. And it'll dry here just a little bit. So you got just a little bleed through in places, but it covered pretty good in the first coat. Should have got a stand so you can see me paint the drawer a little better. Perhaps I'll do another video just painting the drawer so you can see it better. Good coverage here. Making sure our brush strokes are going the same direction. I had already taken back the handles and stuff to paint them. And I'll show you that room and set up here in a minute how I got it. Just want a little more here. This will be a nice slick finish. It's done. Nice good coat on it. This is still a little wet. I don't know. I kind of like it. Let's see how it goes. I always just let a little bit show through anyways, just because that's the look I like. Then again, we'll be pulling that paint down again. Just lightly. Now this dries better when I'm doing 2 or 3 pieces and I do this technique like I'm doing now. It gives it a little bit more time to dry. But I have to. Make sure I get a lot painted during the day, multiple pieces. This is the best way I've found to do it. Just pick at least 4 pieces. Then I'm going to do the same color. I go through and paint them all the same color, same pattern. You know, I might change up the drawers or something. I might do the drawers tan, and then the cabinet gray or whatever. This one I'm doing the cabinet tan and then the drawers gray. And the top black. That's one side. And I'm already down here. I'm gonna start this bottom. Getting old, can't get up and down like I used to. 40. But I feel 80 sometimes. Again, we're just make sure our brush strokes are uniform. Sure they go all the same direction. If you haven't used chalk paint or made your own mineral paint or plaster of Paris paint, and you're not used to your paints drying so fast, be a headache, but for me, I make it work in my favor because it dries fast, so I just paint fast and I get more done. Just like that. Here, probably going to sand these edges a little bit to give it that shabby chic look. So if a little bit's showing through, that's okay, because I'm sanding it anyways. It looks awesome. All these edges right here. Or you can go back and do another 3rd coat. Make sure you don't have drips coming off. try not to put pressure on the actual product. I just lightly brush to spread my paint. Because if you press too hard, you may take up some of the other paint because it hasn't. Okay, it literally just cut off and I cut it right back on. So we had like maybe 3 seconds wasted. But what I was saying, it may bring up some of the other paint because it hadn't cured yet in between coats. So you still need the same curing time. I do the inside of my legs too. Just takes a second to do that. So when they're loaded in their vehicle and they turn it upside down, they're like, oh, he even painted the bottom. This makes it look a little more professional and nicer. Alright, that's the second coat on the cabinet. We got pull just a few of these down to make it look nice. Uniform. What's up there? One more coat for the top. I might do one more here. I don't know. Let's see. Still like the idea of sanding it off a little bit, shabbying it up some. Let's put our second coat on the top, just to cover up those. See, this is completely dry. Except for putting on now. Well, it's dry to the touch, it's not cured. Make a distinction there. Because you wouldn't be setting anything on top of that, because it would sink down to it even with the clear coat on top. I don't like setting anything on top of my furniture that I painted for at least 2 weeks after the clear coat or wax is on. Alright, now we got it covered. So you want to go side to side from edge to edge. Get that brush stroke in there. All the same, uniform. This way. Because you do get a little drip on the side there. Oops. Just got over my edge there. I had to twist that up. Now this paint level out too. Touch up on one part. I let my brush get up under there. Pick up the excess. Don't be afraid to get a little paint on your hands. It's not going to kill you. There you go. Now, all we have to do is let it dry, and then we can put our handles on. But it's painted. Dry handles and so you can kind of see what it looks like here. Got gray drawers that'll have black hardware. Oops, sorry. I'll have black hardware. Let me just turn this. There we go. So, still wet. We gotta put our wax on and everything. Put our hardware on. I'll take a picture so you'll see what it looks like after that. But I'm going to show you my setup back here with my handles. I'll have to add all that up. I'm not sure how long that took, but see, come back here. Even got the underneath on. I had it flipped up this way first, like this. Sprayed it all, covered it good, then flipped these over. I used this thing here to get a hold of it while it was wet. Flip it over so it wouldn't touch. You can see it doesn't touch that bottom part. So I got everything coated, and I turned it on a Lazy Susan so I could get all the angles on it. Alright, well, I hope you liked this video, and I hope it helped you out. And please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be showing you some more tips and tricks and easy ways to paint your furniture fast. And you can see, I mean, this is a good paint job. It's even, it's coated, it's nice. So I'll take a picture once it dries and I get my handles on. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.